but time and place. You didn't have to do the embarrassment. He hugged her like, yes, my baby. Zari is fighting for her life. Oh, hello guys. We're here again for the drama. Welcome back to my channel. This is Comfort Jacob Reacts. Guys, we're back again for episode 3 and 4. Make sure you subscribe and hit the post notification bell. If you haven't seen episode 1 and 2, Young Famous African season 3, it is back. It's on Netflix. The drama has been dramaing. Even the wigs are fighting themselves. And my baby girl is finally there. Ini Edo. Yay! I'm so excited. Backstory if you don't know. So I'm Nigerian. But I'm specifically ethnic, right? So we're from Calabar. And Ini Edo and Annie and them are from Akwa Ibom, like they're Ibibio people. So they were like twinsies, basically, right? You know? So Ini Edo like has a very special place in my heart. So I'm so excited that she's on this season. So y'all, let's get right into it. So we leave off from episode 2 with Zari and Annie's fight. And Annie makes a blunder. The issue with Annie is that I get it, you know, she's too free. She was talking too much to the wrong person and then tried to play like she didn't say what she said, or maybe just forgot about it and came and tried to play nice in front of everybody, right? I feel like Annie just be talking and then she like forgets about it the next second. But hey, you're on a reality show and the people you're telling are going to tell those other people. I wish Annie would just stand on it. Right? I feel like the biggest mistake that she made was after this fight, in the middle of this fight while Zari is getting at her and dragging her entire history and her marriage and her children and the babies and the side chicks and the everything. Annie gonna call for who but Swanky, the rat that's gonna get beat up in Lagos's help. Huh? Annie, are you okay? Why? Why would you call for Swanky's help in the middle of a fight? Girl, when you knew you was talking or she thought, I guess it was private, even though there's cameras there. Hello? Isn't that the same mess that you got mad at Nadia for? Girl. So Swanky, of course, is like, girl, huh? So Swanky goes, Fantana, whatever happened? What happened with your lunch, your dinner? How was it? Fantana. The funniest part was Fantana so la-di-da-di-da in the class. Like, Fantana don't give a... Fantana goes, oh yeah, our lunch. Yeah. Like, girl, oh, I know Annie was so mad and bewildered, like, girl, huh? But Annie's still... And you've been on this earth. So I looked it up. Annie's 40, right? Annie, you know better than that. What do you thought it was going to stay with Fantana? Where do you know Fantana from? Swanky, hello, duh. If when you and Swanky were cool, if Fantana came and talked to you about something, aren't you going to tell the same Swanky? Most likely. Big mistake. Swanky's like, you know, last I checked, we were cool. I greeted you, you greeted me. But now I hear I don't appreciate you inviting my friends to dinner or to lunches instead of getting to know them. You're trashing me. I don't understand. Annie turns it around, gaslighting. Well, you've been talking to. Now, granted, it's not like Swanky came into the season. Swanky was more covert. Like, clearly it wasn't all good. Swanky did say as soon as he started, he said he's in therapy. He said he's healing from a narcissistic friendship, right? He didn't say who, but like we're on Young Famous in Africa. Who else would you be talking about? So that's shade, right? But in her face, he was, oh my God, I'm so happy to see you. But you're calling her a narcissist to us. So everybody's house isn't clean. However, Swanky didn't call for Annie's help. That's the blunder that Swanky didn't make. Swanky didn't call for any of Annie's friends to have lunch and to discuss and trash and drag Annie by the remaining bits of her lace, right? Swanky didn't do that. Annie, he didn't do it. So Annie's like, well, you've been talking to I told her that I didn't have any problem, that me and you, I hurt you, you hurt me, was cool, but the problem I had was my kids, was that my daughter is questioning my character because she said that Uncle Swanky won't play the recording because of me and Olivia and I. That basically her other daughter said. And Annie said, Swanky, you must play that recording. You lied to 1 billion people. You must play that recording. Swanky is like, girl, we settled the recording. Now, I do want to hear the recording. No. Swanky did say there was something, if he releases it, that even Two-Face isn't going to be able to survive it. He did say something like that. And y'all let me know in the comments if y'all if there was something about a recording. I'll let you know. I'll update the description. I'm pretty sure there was some type of recording of some sort that he implied he had proof of her talking about him, right? So Annie's like, you must play that recording. Swanky, you must play that recording so I can know I'm really a terrible person. You must play that recording. Swanky's like, Annie, what are you talking about? And then you told Fantana that I can't walk the streets of Lagos because of you. Who the f are you? Oh, well, you cannot stop me, baby. Did you tell people to beat me up? I can't even do that. I cannot do. But she did say they want to beat him up in Lagos. He doesn't even know. She didn't say she sent anybody to beat him up. I think she tried to imply like there's people that are looking for you because of the way you insulted Two-Face and his family, basically. Like people that don't play about Two-Face and they will gladly handle you. But Swanky said he's been walking the streets.
You cannot stop me, baby. You can.
Then, poor Kefi, child. I mean, moment of silence is kind of wild. But Kefi gonna say Zari's still getting at her and still going crazy. And so Kefi's like, Zari, can we have a moment of silence, please? And Zari's
so who died? Who died? Moment of silence. Who died?
So rude. And he said, she's rude though. She's so rude. Like, oh my God. So now Kefi, don't you dare talk to me like that. Don't you dare. I actually think that happened when Kaylee was trying to stop it and then Zari got back up again, which is like crazy. Anyway, after Annie and Swanky have their thing out, Swanky gets up. Annie's still screaming that there's no recording, you're a liar. Basically Annie's saying that everything that Swanky did last season was a lie. So my thing is, Annie, so why did you apologize? Because the way it was explained, correct me if I'm wrong, that you were talking mess or you were upset with him and you were venting to your manager because Swanky took your idea to get everyone together and then didn't invite you. He did something sneaky to you and the manager let Swanky in on it, or Swanky happened to just be on the call or whatever. Child, listen, I don't know. But apparently Annie says she didn't do it. Swanky like, girl, I have your time. So he gets up, he goes outside with Zari. Him and Zari talking. Zari's like, I thought y'all settled it. Swanky's like, we did settle it, babe. We settled. But he's like, dude, why can't you just take responsibility? At this point, I feel like Annie's guilty and there wasn't proof. And she's upset that she admitted to something like that because it looks really, really bad, right? Like, did you apologize and you didn't know what you were apologizing for? So they finished having their chaos out, right? So next we move to Naked goes to go visit. Because basically Annie was kind of ganged up on by everybody. Fantana didn't really have anything to do with it, but Fantana is Swanky's friend and gave him the ammunition. Zari, of course, attacked her, and then the Swanky. So Naked hears about how the event was ruined by Zari. Everybody kind of ruined it, but mostly Zari started and kept the mess going after it died down. So Naked goes to see Annie. Zari goes to apologize to Kaylee. And she basically says the reason that she got so upset about it, even though it was a little comment, is because Annie is so sensitive and so protective of her family that why would Annie say anything about Zari's family? Which is like, I mean, I get it. I get that, but also the things that people talk about Annie for is not, oh, your husband is old, your husband is young. Like, it's like madness, okay? But I get it, sure, you're protective, right? So then we move to Naked goes to see Annie. So Annie basically, you know, Naked is there to comfort Annie. Kaylee had a little comment. She's too happy about Annie and Naked. I don't know if Naked went to go see Annie or Annie called for Naked to come or what, but Kaylee made it seem like Annie wanted to see Naked and why doesn't she want to come see me and all of that. Girl, whatever. Okay, girl. So Naked goes there with flowers and he basically is checking on Annie because he knows that it must have been a lot. Zari went under the belt. She said she ain't been an actress for 10 years. She said Two-Face is almost 50 years old, sleeping with 20-year-olds and getting them pregnant. And like, basically, you need to fix your own household before you come and talk about my husband being young, girl. Woo! Baby, she do not mention nothing about that man being young. But hey, it's whatever, right? So Naked is talking to Annie. Annie basically expresses to him that like nobody had my back. Everyone attacked me. Everybody didn't attack you. It was really Zari. And then Swanky attacked you after you called for him. You know, don't come for me unless I sent for you. You sent for him because you called for his help and he reminded you of yourself and what you had said at the time. But then Annie ends up going into the fact that the season before, when everybody was kind of complaining about Zari Annie not really talking to anybody and Annie kind of being in the house, Annie shares that she was pregnant. She had a miscarriage. And that's why she was was away from everybody and isolated. She said she would have loved to have been close to anyone at that time, but she had a miscarriage, and she's been dealing with that this whole time, and basically like she's been going through a lot, essentially. You know, that is a very hard thing. A lot of women have gone through that, and it's very, very devastating, emotionally and physically. So I can understand that is sad, and that would make sense as to why she is all over the place. She probably needs some therapy, space, and time. Maybe she thought she had enough time, but clearly not. She's been doing a lot this season. So she shares that with Naked, and Naked, of course, feels for her. And then she goes into the recording and says that Swanky lied. There's no recording. And Naked is like, Annie, let this recording go. We don't care about the BS. We could literally care less. Okay, y'all just are not, maybe y'all ain't close like that anymore, but just let it go. But if she would have came with good behavior this season, well behaved, then like nobody would be even caring about that. Like now you're compounding it and just making it like a whole thing. Naked is basically like, let this recording go. It's for the love of God, and heal, focus on taking care of yourself, and just have some peace in your life. So then Naked takes Diamond and Luis. I don't know if it's Louis. I don't know. I'm going to call him Luis because I don't know. So Naked takes Diamond and Luis to this like safari Jeep drive thing. Luis is having the time of his life. Naked's having the time of his life. Diamond is praying. And Diamond feels like they're playing with God. Because why am I here? I have children. I have family. I have a career. What's going on? Why are we going up and then down this hill? For what? Like, hello? I am not interested. This is not my vibe. So they get off their Jeeps or whatever. So they're just chit-chatting. So they start talking about Kefi. Diamond, hey. Dang! He wanna be with everybody. Oh my God. Diamond, get a grip. Put it away. Anywho, child, he starts talking about Kefi. He ain't even seen it yet, but he heard about Kefi. So he's interested. So he's asking Luis, Luis is like, I don't know, but she's older than me. He said, oh, really? And Luis is like, this guy, you're with Fantana. Aren't you with Fantana? He started laughing. He said, naked into the wilderness with the lions. Okay? And so him and Luis are talking. So he's like, so I guess Diamond is like, are you and Fantana together? Are y'all dating? She's like, no. She made it very clear that she's with you. Diamond started laughing. This Billy Goat, hypocrite, gigolo laugh. Like, she's with me. Like, he don't even know the girl. Hello? Why do men do this? Why do some men do this? You know good and well you whispering sweet nothings. You're not even whispering. You're screaming sweet nothings. You bring in fake flowers, fake from Tanzania. That's from down the street. Why are you like this? What? So he act like, he said we just bed buddies, basically. Which, I mean, it's not far from the truth. The way he treats and acts with her is very much giving more than that. But then again, Fantana, I know you seen the same Nadia that you're divulging all of this stuff to about you and Diamond. I know you seen his behavior. Yo, when I say I mean harlotry behavior, okay? I'm sorry, Diamond, I love you. But, okay, he called himself that. He said he's the dog, he's a player, right? This playboy behavior with Nadia, with Zari. This is what Diamond does. You've seen the girl with your own two eyes on Instagram. That's how you came into the season. So, pero like, it's not fully Diamond's, like, she wants to believe the nonsense. She wants to believe the lies in it. But anyway, Diamond over there lying, talking about that, they just bed buddies, and he leaving out the sweet nothings, of course. And he's basically implying that he wants to get to know Kefi. Luis just like, But I don't know what it is about Diamond going after women that Luis like. I think that's the reason that Luis didn't see it for Diamond when he first came in, because they had dated the same person at one point. Then Fantana. Even Zari, I think they both liked it the same. They just had the same taste. But now Kefi. Hi. So then Naked throws a skating party, like a disco 70s skating party, right? So he's wearing his blonde wig and he's ready and he just wants to bring everybody together to have a good, fun time. So he basically brings everybody together to have a good, fun time. No drama. Nadia comes. Her, Swanky, Zari comes. They all look really good. They all look good. Kefi comes looking good. Whoever did Kefi's wig got the Lagos glue. Because, and I keep calling it the Lagos glue because Real Housewives of Lagos, they know how to do it right. I never seen the issue with lace glue that these girls are having. Like I have never. So I feel like it's the South African glue. Sorry. She had a little purple, little shimmer shake glue with the acid. Yeah. Come on, fashion. She really was giving fashion. She looked great. So Kefi's there. Zari kind of addresses Kefi's issue that I guess Kaylee had told her that Kefi was not happy and thought that Zari was basically an instigator and fake. Zari's like, why did you say that behind my back? Why didn't you just say that to my face? And Kefi's like, I could have said it to your face, but you walked out with Diamond Girl. So, which I believe because she said everything else to her face. Zari was like, it's because it got so heated because me and Annie have a past, and that's why I just wasn't willing to let even the littlest thing go, essentially. And she said, but I did apologize. I don't know if you heard because it was a lot going on. And so Kefi's like, oh, okay. And they let it die. It doesn't turn into a big thing. And everybody's like, yeah! Like, so, which, I mean, I guess it's to be applauded because that doesn't really happen in this group. And when it does happen, everybody be cheering. So, it was good. Nice, peaceful resolve. So, then they start skating, having fun. Naked is ridiculous. Not him squatting to skate because he's scared for his dear life. None of them know how to skate except for Fantana. Fantana's trying to help them. Fantana helps Louis because she said she didn't want him to fall, and also she felt bad about how they got into it at Kefi's dinner. She kind of just wants to help him. So it was cute, fun. They skated. So they sit back down, and then Annie shows up. I said, okay, with your big girl panties on. You came, you showed up. So Annie comes, in her disco wear or whatever. She greets everybody, mature. And everybody's just kind of like, Zari's surprised that she greets her. Naked's happy to see her. Kefi is happy to see her. Nobody else is really happy. She's like, I see all these animals, all these snakes in the corner. I'm not going to say anything today. I'm going to just laugh. That she's just going to be laughing and kikiing. That she's not going to even pay it any mind. So she sits down. Zari grabs her hand. She kind of looks at Zari like, which I don't know what that means. They're whatever. Is so weird. Their dynamic, their friendship, relationship, whatever is so strange. Because Zari also reaches her hand out and feels like Slick feels bad for her now. She's like, no, I feel bad. Now I feel about what? Y'all always be feeling bad. And then Annie's like, okay, I'll give her another chance. For what? Fantana is confusion. Like most of us, like me, like what are y'all? I don't get it. Like I get it. I think Zari says stuff and she can stand on it and then she can still talk to you, I guess. And she'll act like she didn't say anything, but then if you call her out, she'll say it. Like she'll say it, blurt it out in front of you. Annie don't think before she speaks, and Annie can't take the heat that comes with what she says. So Annie needs to think before she speaks and think like, can I repeat the same thing in front of that person with this same vim? And maintain and get the energy back and be good with it. Like clearly you can't. Now you're walking and talking about you're sad, but I don't know, something. They didn't make up, but they held touch fingers. I don't know what Annie and Zari are doing, but they know what they're doing. Kefi and Annie start talking. Kefi's like, she wants to talk to Annie. She basically wants to let her know her feelings about everything. And she asks Annie, she's like, Annie, so you don't want peace? Annie's like, I don't like what you're saying that. Did you see what happened to me? What they did to me? All the conspiracy. You just happen to have bad behavior. And then you also made an extra mistake of calling for Swanky. Your argument could have just ended with Zari, right? But because you called for Swanky, you got the heat from Swanky too. But had you not said anything to Swanky, honestly, probably had you not said anything to Kefi about Zari, having to get to know Zari or whatever, Zari may not have been prompted to go that hard. I don't know. But, I don't know, I think Zari's rude. Zari doesn't really have decorum. You might assume Zari probably would have still got into it, but Fantana didn't really do anything to you, just relayed information back to her friend, loyal to her friend, and you called for Swanky. So I don't think this is some big conspiracy. I think she meant they all knew they had this against me and they did it that day. That's not really a conspiracy. They didn't conspire against you. They just got information and they handled it and processed it accordingly. Zari was really the only one who wanted to get at you. Swanky really didn't really have your time. But that's basically what she's trying to sell to Kefi, like, I can't have peace by myself type of thing. Like, did you see what they did to me? I don't know. That was too much kind of thing, playing the victim. We move to Nadia's house. So Fantana goes to visit Nadia. Fantana is basically kind of, she apologized to Louis at the skate party also. She helped kind of calm down the thing between Kefi and Zari. So she's like, I'm maturing or whatever. But then she also noticed her emotions are kind of up and down. And she says, girl, yeah, I'm saying, I feel like, something's going on with me. And then she breaks the news. Child, she said her period's late. Late to go where? Girl, Nadia is like, you cannot be pregnant with Diamond's baby. For God's sake. You cannot be pregnant with Dead Body's baby. Like, huh? So that's how we end episode 1, girl. Annie's shared with us about her miscarriage, and then, she feels really alone. She is very much alone, but she also kind of caused it for herself. in a lot of ways. I don't think her and Zari were ever going to see eye to eye. The Swanky thing, I mean, her and Swanky could have kind of mended fences and she would have had Swanky on her side. And Nadia just, after the witch thing, Nadia just decided that you're the worst person in the world and I'm going to just drag you every time I hear your name, I see you. It's crazy. Episode 2, Fantana's like, I don't know. You can't tell Swanky. Swanky's gonna tell my mom. I can't be pregnant. This is horrible. This is ridiculous. She's laughing because it's a nightmare. Then she asks Nadia how she's doing, and Nadia, if you don't know, Nadia had her boyfriend from last season passed away. She has been grieving. She says she's been going through a lot. She was on suicide watch at one point, like deep depression, grief, and that she feels all alone all the time. She was with him every single day. She never thought she would have lost him. This, which is really, really sad. And that she knows she needs therapy, but she has a lot to unpack. And so she basically breaks down and cries and says that she pretends like she's okay, but she's not really okay. And I could kind of tell. Like, that's why I said everybody's going through a lot. You get a surprise visit, surprise little sneak peek. I didn't know she wasn't going to be on the season, but Khanyi shows up for Nadia. I guess she decided she wasn't going to be on this, she ain't going to be on here no more, girl. But she popped out for Nadia, and she came to visit, to see Nadia with flowers, and that she noticed that she hadn't seen Nadia since her boyfriend passed. You know, she just noticed even on social media, even when she posts certain things, that she could tell she's not herself. So she's basically just asking her, are you scared of the loneliness? And Nadia's just saying that, yeah, she's afraid to be alone. She's scared of the silence. The silence is loud. And Khanyi just expresses to her that you have to go through it. Like, the only way out of it is to go through it. And then you come out on the other side, be back to yourself. Then they get back to Fantana's diamond bed body shenanigans. So they call Swanky and tell him info. Khanyi calls Swanky on video call. You know how Khanyi do. That she might be pregnant with Diamond's baby. Swanky said, I don't know what y'all are talking about. I can't hear. I'm calling your mother today. Hello? We're going back to Ghana because why? How? From when to when? Like, girl, what? What? Why would you let yourself get pregnant by Diamond? Are you okay? She's basically like, she hasn't taken pregnancy test. She needs to take one and figure out what is going on. Zari and her husband, after Shakib had the meeting with Diamond. And remember, Diamond said that Zari was lying about the surrogate thing, that Zari was the one that asked him to have a baby via surrogacy, that she wanted a child from him, and that he wasn't the one that asked her, and that he would be willing to be put on a phone call. He said, ask Zari to show you the text message. So Shakib confronts Zari. He basically reiterates, I didn't like the way y'all interact. I let him know that. So make sure it doesn't happen again. Shakib confronts Zari about what Diamond said, and that he said that you're the one that said that. You're the one that wanted the surrogate with him, and at the same time, they were trying to have a child via surrogacy. So why would you say something like that to him? Zari flat out denies it and says that Diamond is the one that said to her, he's the one that wanted a baby from her, that she would never, she didn't say that Shakib needs to be smart and listen to his wife, basically. Shakib is like, cool. We'll see when you guys are together. And she's like, cool, yeah, sure. I don't know. I feel like Zari's lying. I mean, I don't know. Diamond is clearly a liar, but I don't know. He's kind of standing on this, and he's talking about he has receipts. And I don't know. Zari looks guilty to me. And I feel like I do remember from season 2, they were discussing surrogacy stuff. And you'll see how the story changes them. You know, the story changes throughout. I do think Diamond is saying it to get into Shakib's head and kind of mess up their relationship, but I also think Zari's lying. So then we move to Louis' party. So he basically invited everyone out for like a nature, countryside, safari side, villa, sleepover type of event thing, right? So everybody comes except for Annie. Annie has packed her load and gone back to see Two-Face. She's tired of them. She says she's alone. She misses her family. Two-Face says, oh yeah. And he's like, cool, I'm coming. Naked is there. Kaylee does not come. Naked says that Louis didn't tell Kaylee, basically, or he picked a different weekend. But Louis is like, I'm very sure I invited both of you, and you just probably didn't want her to come. So then Kefi comes in and gives her and Louis have this big long hug, and Kefi kind of seems like off. Her energy seems a little bit down, and she says basically she needs a few more drinks before she starts spilling her tea. The Swanky comes in, and then Shakib and Zari come. Nadia come, Nadia's there, whatever. Fantana's there too. Girl, Shakib and Zari come in, and Louis hugs Zari. Louis, this kind of hug, I mean, it was longer and more passionate even than the Kefi hug. He hugged her like, yes, my baby. Like, even Zari was like, okay. But then she still kind of hugged him. But he just did way too... Naked is like, you see that? And Shakib was like, yeah, I see it. I'm just going to try and play it cool. You know, he said that's not the first time. Nadia's like, hello? Like, this one I agree with her with, because hello, what are you doing? Like, what kind of hug is this? This is a married lady. Like, can you, like, and you were attracted to her last season. Relax. And Nadia's like, no, he has a problem with it. No, it's really a problem. And Luis is like, what do you mean? Are you serious? Are you being serious? Are you serious? And Shakib was like, yes. Like, that's not the first time either that you've done that. Like, you hugged her and did too much. Like, I need you to, like, Luis is like, what? Oh my God, come on, man. It's no big deal. Like, Luis kind of tries to, like, brush it off. Shakib is like, no, let me pull you to the side. Shout out, I want to, first of all, give some props, a shout out, some honor to Shakib for the pull me to the side. These people need to learn the ministry of let me pull you to the side. Why y'all like doing stuff at dinner? Why y'all like doing stuff in public, at weddings, at dinner, at people's events? What's the problem? I get it's a show and y'all drinking or whatever, so they probably told them to do that, or they probably feel like, spice it up. But it'll be spiced in the corner too, okay? Like, hello, we can hear you to camera, so we will follow you to the corner. But they just be making matters so much worse when they do it in front of everybody, my God. So anyway, Shakib pulls Luis to the side and it's like, bro, I don't like the way that you be hugging her. I don't have any problem with you. He's like, so you're telling me that now because Zari's married to you, we can't hang out? He's gaslight. Like, if y'all don't know what gaslighting is, that's what that is. When you just bring something else that has nothing really to do with it to distract from the actual conversation. The conversation is appropriateness with his wife. It's not y'all can't hang out anymore. How did that come into it? But you want to make it more dramatic so you can take the spotlight off of him feeling uncomfortable with something. Like, just respect his wishes. Stop doing that. Ugh. A few of them do that. A lot of people do that. Like, stop. What does that have to do with y'all hanging out? Did he say you people can't hang out? He's like, no, I didn't say that. We can hang out. We hang out all the time. He's like, but she's married now. I'm just trying to protect my relationship. Protect it from what? Protect what from what? What do you think is going to happen? It's not about that. He's like, I don't know. You had a crush on my wife last season. You had a crush. You were talking to her about surrogacy. Like, you had a little something. It didn't go anywhere. But don't act like you just saw her as a sister or an auntie out the gate. Like, no, you are attracted to her. You see her as a woman that she is. And Zari is also kind of like, tell him, babe. So, he addresses him. Luis takes it how he wants to take it. He's like, that means you don't trust your wife. That means you don't trust me. They don't got nothing to do with what I'm talking about. Respect yourself. Rubbish. You're right, Shakib. Inappropriate stuff. Just inappropriate. And you like everybody. So keep your hands to yourself. Okay, next time high five her. Because please, we don't know with you be falling in love with everybody and then act confused. And so Kefi is still kind of down. Like, everyone kind of notices, like, Kefi, what's wrong? Like, are you okay? So she starts crying. She's going through a separation, a divorce with her husband. I think she's gone through a divorce before, or a relationship breakup before, and it's gone the same way. So they pay lobola, which is like basically a bride price for them in their culture. They're going through the process, I guess, of like collecting that back because they're divorcing. And she's just seeing some things repeat themselves. She's saying that basically he's starting to be controlling and stalk her and just make things difficult. Essentially, like, he doesn't want to let her go is basically the message I got. And Zari is talking to her and it sounds like she can relate to it because of one of her exes. And they kind of have a funny moment where she's like, girl, yeah, you can give everything back, but we're keeping our cows. Cause, I guess they pay with the cows. We're keeping the cows. You need to fall back on the cows. Like, we're not giving them back our cows. Like, please, right? So they have a fun, cute little moment. She feels better. Cheers her up. I'm like, okay, Zari, yay, bonding, yay. Or so we thought. But of course, Zari will strike again. Zari. So then they go on a safari ride that Luis planned, like a safari ride, where they see the animals in the jungle and they kind of ride on the trail over. So they're looking at the animals. They see an elephant. Very shocking, horrifying. I've never seen an elephant like that. So I don't know what that elephant was going through at that time, that all of his belongings were outside. Hello? Put it away. While they're on the safari ride, Zari basically explains that she went through the same thing with her ex, with her first children, that she was with for 12 years, that he started stalking her, he started harassing her, he started just turning, like, being crazy and very controlling, and so that she could relate to what Kefi was talking about. So it's like a good moment. Kefi's like, oh my god, maybe I misjudged her. Oh, don't judge a book by its cover. Wait until you hear the remaining portion. So then Zari turns into Oprah and it's like, so what happened in your relationship? Like, what happened? What is this whole thing about? What happened? And Kefi's like, girl, we just didn't work out, basically, because mind your business. That's not the point. The point is that he's stalking and harassing my life, right? Like, what? I didn't ask you for yours and you shared it willingly. Like, why are you trying to make me divulge information? And then she basically starts to go into, but I saw on your Instagram that people were saying that you weren't even with him long enough. You guys weren't even together long enough. So why are you even going through this? Or he's a rich man. Why do you still even want to work? Did you just, she kind of implies that you just wanted to marry him because he was rich. Just very rude. Same old, not a less, I could care, villain, you know, rude behavior from Zari. Like, nothing's new, but just when Kefi was like, oh, maybe she's, and then Zari was like, no, girl, still a bitch. Don't get it twisted. She been that way since day one. No, she consistent, I'll tell you that. Then they go to the carriage, I guess, that has Fantana, Shakib, Luis, and Nadia in it, and Fantana basically says that she's, you know, it tells him that, you know, she could be pregnant, she doesn't know. Luis is like, why are you laughing? Why are you acting like it's not a big deal? She's like, I mean, I'm old enough to have a baby. So are you happy? Do you want to have a baby with bed buddies? Like, girl, what? What do you mean? Yes, you're old enough. We're old enough to do a lot of things. Does that mean you should be doing them? And no. Like, what the hell are you talking about? It's bewilderment, it's confusion, like the rest of us. So then Shakib, kind soul, Shakib goes to Fantana that he don't know from nowhere, and it was beefing with his wife. Fantana has some, I guess Fantana got at him over the internet too at one point, child, but Shakib ain't holding that. Shakib is a mature, gentleman. Shakib go and he basically explains to Fantana, like, you should be careful because when I talked to Diamond, you know, I kind of was trying to get to know, like, are you and Fantana together? Are you guys, you know, what about this other lady in the video? You know, like, what's going on? And he said, and the way he said it was kind of like, you're just bed buddies. Or just, you know, friends with benefits, essentially. But when somebody answers like that, the way he answered was kind of sad. Like, he didn't really claim you like that, basically, is what Shakib is saying. So while you're saying that, yeah, I can have a baby, but do you want to have a baby in that kind of situation? With that kind of person that would speak about you that way when you're not around. So Fantana's like, you know, it's kind of awkward because I never had this kind of conversation with Shakib, but he has no reason to lie to me, so I'm going to take it into consideration, of course, but I'm also going to give Diamond an opportunity to lie to me. Like, girl, shut up. She said, I'm going to give him an opportunity to explain himself. Has he ever explained himself in the truth? He's going to lie to you. What? He lies for free. Anywho, child, so they finished that. So Nadia's like, so now you listen to Shakib when I tell you, like, I don't know what language I'm going to tell you in, right? So they finished the safari. So then Nadia goes to the gym, boxing gym, for like some training or whatever. Diamond's there. I don't know if she called Diamond, just popped up there or whatever. So basically Nadia warns Diamond that don't play with my friend. I heard you got a girl. And Diamond is like, I ain't got no girl. I don't have no commitment. I'm having fun with everybody. I'm just having fun. Like, please. And Nadia's like, well, you better make sure that she's very clear that you just having fun and that y'all are not together. Like, because otherwise I'm gonna punch you. Girl, please. Diamond's like, ma'am, all right. You weren't here when we started this thing, so you don't have any right to be questioning me about it. You weren't there when I decided to be with Fantana. You didn't even know Fantana that well. So what's the 411 right now? Like, her parents she has people that can do this, and you're not one of them. Please. So then the queen, my baby girl, my queen, Ini Edo, is there. Period. Go Ini. Go Ini, giving red dress beautifulness. She brought her lace glue, girl. The lace is making sense, you know. She comes off of the helicopter, period, with the flowing and the red and the right. So she gets off the helicopter, of course, with Swanky. Swanky brings all the girls, honey, but it's okay. Swanky brings Ini, And it's like the queen is here, the icon, the legend herself, as she is. If you don't know, get to know. Do your Googles, you know. Shout out to Shantytown on Netflix for the newbies, you know. Queen is here, period. So she's here. She's like, she basically introduces herself. I'm excited. I'm a serial entrepreneur, period. I'm an actress, a mogul, a director, a producer, all the things. And so she has a little, she meets up with Swanky, have a little, by the bar, a little chit chat, whatever, right? Looking fabulous. I was living for the little orange with the glasses, with the ponytail, what happened? With the skin, brown sugar, babe. Okay, sorry, I love her so much. So basically, they go sit by the bar. Ini is very cool. Annie's like her sister because they're from the same tribe, the same village, basically, right? So she's like, where's Annie? Like, where's my girl? Swanky like, I don't know, girl, and I don't care. And Ini said, a skirt? What could have possibly happened? And sit the back, what's going on? So Swanky's like, girl, sit down with your orange, honey. And she basically explains that Annie was talking junk to one of his friends, and in the middle of her fight with Zari, that she called for his help. And it blew his mind that she would have the audacity to call for herself after he already knows that she was talking mess about him. And he just, went in on her. And that's basically how they split ways. And that he's not worried about her. He don't want anything to do with Annie. And we don't know where Annie is, basically. We know that she left, but they don't know where she is. So, and he's like, I'm sure we can resolve this like family. Like, this is too much. This is crazy. So then Swanky says that, but girl, don't worry about that because we got a party to go to. Diamond's having a party and you're going to go. And she's like, oh my God, we're going to start with a whole party. He's like, yes, girl, we're going to start with a party. So you can kind of peep everybody and decide who you want to be cool with and who's not so cool. Then we get to Diamond's party. Everyone looks very nice. I'm trying to see if everyone's lace was making sense. Any looks stunning. Any looked like she was getting married. Stunning, gorgeous, perfection. Mwah. I feel like everyone's wig was making sense. Fantana's was a little, I'm not a fan of blonde lace wigs anyway. Because sometimes it just doesn't quite, especially with the baby hairs, it doesn't quite. For the most part, everyone looked great. Everyone looked well, good, blended. Everything made sense that night. Diamond looked good. I like the little top bun. Looked great. So Nadia, out the gate, as soon as Nadia comes in, like Nadia's kind of one of the first to arrive. Nadia basically is like, where's your girlfriend? And starts warning him and basically attacking him. And, I know what you're doing. Like, just doing too much. Girl, Fantana's grown. Diamond's grown as hell. You're in his house. It's his party. Who are you to, like, okay, so if I don't give you the answer, then what's going to happen? Like, I don't get, are you going to beat me up? Like, girl, who are you? You don't have any right to ask me any, question me anything. I'm not dating or sleeping with you. Like, I feel like that's where Diamond's like, what right do you have to be asking me any questions? And I feel the same way. Like, let Fantana handle her issue. Let her handle her hand, or maybe Swanky as a big brother, man to man type of thing. But what are you doing? What are you about to do? You was gonna date him season 1. You thought we forgot? You don't have any ground to be standing on because you was about to date said Diamond when you had a man. So I feel as though we should just take ourselves and like sit in our own little corners in our own little chairs so we could be whatever we want to be. Okay? Word to Cinderella. Like, it was just very weird. But that was just a little sprinkle of it, right? It gets weirder. So then the other ladies come in. Kefi comes in. Diamond is like, oh yeah, she looks good. She looks 10. She looks like a 10. I'm so glad she came. She came in lady in red. Very cute. Fantana comes in after that. Ini goddess queen comes in. Swanky introduces her to everybody. Ini comes in with Swanky and everybody's like, well, of course we know Ini Edo. Zari's like, she's an icon. Like, of course everybody knows her. Of course everyone knows her. Like, no shade to Annie, but this ain't Annie. Annie is more like, a kept woman, first lady of Two-Face. But Ini Edo is Ini Edo. Let's just, please, if you're African, you know what's tea. So I'm so glad that Zari kept it real about that, that Ini is the girl. Try her now. But then she makes a rude comment because, rude, uncouth. Like Ini said, she said, poorly brought up, So basically, Zari's like, did you send Annie away and bring Ini? Like, where's Annie? Where's Annie? Swanky's like, oh my God, stop. And Ini looking at her like, girl, that's my girl. Watch your mouth. And nobody needs to replace me to bring me to do anything. Like, I'm that girl, been that girl, would have been that girl with my girl here. So relax your body. Diamond says something about, cheers to babies and new babies or something. Fantana's like, eh. Everybody's like, what are you talking about? Of course, Nadia has a little clue, but they're like, what the hell? Hello? Fantana's like, he needs to relax your body. And Nadia's like, the only person that has babies is you and Zari. Like, girl, it's just so much energy. And it's not your, is it me? Like, it's a lot of energy for not your body, not your relationship. Like, that's some stuff you do with your friend. Like, yes, girl, da, 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 da. Or if that's her man and he cheating on her, then, but even then, there's a way, decorum. If your friend is not on that, why are you on that? That's not your man. Like, I don't know. Like, that's something like parents can do. Like, you're not, relax. So Louis takes that opportunity and asks Ini about if she has any children. She says, yes, yes, I have one. Nadia, which is, I don't know. I just found the way they were asking questions very interrogative. A word? I think it is. But like an interrogation. Like, it was very like, are you this? Like, it was just, and I felt like she felt like that too, because I was just kind of like, hi, look, can we eat first? Like, so Nadia's like, are you married? And she's like, no, I'm not married. And she's like, are you with the father though? Like, with the father of the child? And she's like, no, I'm not with him. She was like, is he dead? Is he alive? If he was dead, is that how you would ask? Like, what? You guys need manners. I'm sorry. You guys need scruples. Some of y'all are just rude because rudeness. But like, I don't know. But she was just like, is he dead, girl? And she's like, and she's like, is he dead or not? Is he dead or not? Are you going to beat her up? That's what Ini was talking about. So people are poorly brought up. Like, oh. So she's like, it's just me and her. He's not in the picture. I went through the surrogate route. I wanted to have a child, so I had a surrogate. And basically, I'm raising her by myself, so he's not in the picture. She said, oh, wow. So Louis is so excited because he's been having surrogacy on his forehead since last season, but now he has a friend. He has a surrogate friend. And he's like, oh my God. He started high-fiving her. And it's like, so what was the process? So Ini basically explains, that she never thought she would have fertility issues, but she did have trouble carrying full term. And so when she was getting older and she wanted to have a child and she wasn't with a man and she felt like, it was that time for her, she went ahead and went for a surrogate and had her child, and did it that way. And then she doesn't regret the decision. She's very happy with her choice. She has a really cute little girl. And that's the first time she had ever told the story because she hadn't really explained. I seen her post it because I follow her, but she didn't explain exactly, their journey or whatever. Louis high fives her and is like, yeah, because I wanted to do it, but I heard you should go through agency, blah, blah, blah. And Ini's like, well, why aren't you dating? And he's like, well, I am. And she's like, well, I mean, does your girl not want to? Because surrogacy is not something that you just wake up and do. It's something that like typically is a last resort. So if you have the option to have like that family with someone that you love, that would be the better route or like the ideal route. And you're young enough to do, like Louis is still, I think he's in his 20s. So why, and I know he wants to do it, which I think is a very, very, very bad idea. To have a child is not an accessory. Like, this is a human being growing, and it's not fair to raise a child in your 20s when you have so much life to live because you're lonely and isolated from your family. It doesn't mean that he won't love and cherish and be good for the child, but I don't know about that being a reason for you. So Shakib goes and asks Diamond if they can talk privately, one-on-one, about what he said about the Zari and the surrogacy. And he goes out there and he says, what we talked about, are you cool with me bringing Zari out here so we clear this whole thing up? Diamond is like, sure, no problem. He said he don't want to have to do this to her, but he can't look like the liar. Zari comes out. Before they can even really get into, Zari's like, are we talking about this whole thing again? And she brings up a part of the story that she never mentioned before, by the way. So Zari gonna say, it was just when we were at the party and we were all talking about, oh, you're with this new guy, do you want to have kids? And then that's when he started asking me, do you want to have a baby with me? And it wasn't like I wanted to have a baby. We were just talking about kids and the whole surrogacy thing. Her story changed up 3 times. It was given lie. So Shakib was like, you didn't make it clear. I just like the way it's just always like this. Level-headed, calm, but we're gonna get this clear. Sometimes when people are level-headed and calm, they let a lot of stuff rock. He ain't letting it rock. He's not gonna let it slide. But you're not gonna get him here. She's usually just right here. But we're gonna get it clear because y'all got me messed up. Zari is fighting for her life. Zari, Diamond said basically, I said what I said. Whatever I told Shakib when we met is facts. I told you, you need to show the text messages. And Zari's like, no, you guys, that's it. It's going to be your word against my word. Diamond even gave her a little out by saying, you know, when you asked me that, I didn't think it was, I knew you guys were dating, but maybe it wasn't that serious yet. And he said in the confessional that you even said that you didn't want your children to have two different fathers, even though they already do. Girl. So basically Zari's like, do you think Diamond has your best interest at heart? He's going to say something to get under your skin. But is he lying? Is he lying? I agree with her that he said it to get under his skin, but I also think he's telling the truth. I think Zari's lying. She just got caught being inappropriate when she shouldn't have been inappropriate. Literally, when she sees Diamond, she forgot about Shakib, and she'll probably be on her best behavior now, especially now that he done outed her child. So they sit down at the table. Diamond is, disheveled, but he's trying to pull it together. And he like, everybody, let's make some more money. Let's, I'm glad you're here. I love you all. Let's eat. Nadia asked right after the chaos. Nadia's like, Diamond, how's your girlfriend? Diamond's like, huh? And no, we saw her on social media. How's your girlfriend? You're at his house. Like, first of all, it's just very mannerless, very wrong time. I get it. It's your friend and you're trying to look out for your girl, but time and place, couth, decorum. Let me pull you to the side. You see how Shakib put it to the side? It still was juicy, right? We still got the drama we needed, but you didn't have to do the embarrassment. Granted, she may feel like, oh, he's embarrassed. He's embarrassing Fantana, but Fantana is a willing participant. Fantana told you to stop, Nadia. It's not. You're making him uncomfortable. That's not on social media. It's probably his artist or something from a video. And then Diamond refused to answer. He's like, who the hell is Nadia to be asking me this question? What's your problem? You're not no referee. Like, who are you? Like, it's none of your business what I do with anybody. She's not my girl. You know that, right? We having fun, okay? Let me lie in peace. Basically, your friend is the one that can check me. You can't check me. So he whispers to Fantana that it was a video. Fantana's like, okay. And now Fantana has a strategy because she wants, in case she is pregnant, for her to still have a father to the child and for him not to start acting up because she embarrassed him. Nadia don't care about that. Nadia don't care that everybody's kind of like, girl, chill. Even Swanky's like, well, it happens sometimes in videos. People put things everywhere on the blogs. And artists do sometimes act out, kiss people in their videos. Like, and that is, well, that's not what it was. Why would they be putting it in the blogs? I'm platinums, baby. Them talking about me in the blogs, that's normal. Of course, I gotta talk about me in the blogs. I'm platinum, Everybody's like, yeah, like, everyone's basically like, chill out. Like, but no, what are you guys saying? Oh my God, it's crazy. Fantana, no, this is madness. What's wrong with you guys? Am I the only one that's saying? What's going on? No, Diamond, you need to talk to me. So Swanky is like, let me go talk to Diamond. Let me pull him to the side. Swanky, I even forgot. Swanky also understood the ministry of pull him to the side. Pull him to the side. What are you trying to prove here? Like, you're not super friend. Like, you're actually embarrassing her. Like, you're embarrassing yourself. Like, it's super like, she's like, no, I'm the one that's involved. I'm actually involved. I'm more involved than you, Swanky. If you guys are gonna pull third party and go to the side, then I'm leaving. Okay, I'm getting out of here. I'm out of here. I don't need this. I'm out of here. Is it your womb? She's grown. Swanky was trying to pull him to the side. She's mashed. Now she's screaming at Swanky. She's screaming at Diamond. She's screaming at Fantana. She's screaming at everybody. She want to leave. She want to go. Girl, come here. Just go. What's like? Diamond is like, I'm here. You're in my house. I'm not going anywhere. It's okay. Relax. We'll talk. It's cool. What the hell is wrong with you? A psycho girl. Take a break. Let's go somewhere. Put it somewhere. Let's go upstairs. Like, girl. So that's how episode 4 ends, y'all. Nadia has lost it. Nadia is in the situationship with Fantana and Diamond. Annie is gone. Annie got a little bit of the 3rd degree, but mostly she glided on in like queen that she is. She deserves. Shakib is just, putting people in order left and right. Shakib said that he got what he wanted. He felt like it was a miscommunication between Diamond and Zari. I think he said that to cover up his wife. Let me know what y'all think. I think Zari's lying. But it doesn't really matter because I think she's going to be on her P's and Q's, and their dynamic was inappropriate anyway. That makes it extra inappropriate because like you're trying to have a whole baby with him, even if it's through surrogate. At least it wasn't the other way. But hey, episode 3 and 4 was just, I felt like we got more information on why everyone is kind of being erratic. Like, I think Nadia is doing a lot because she's going through a lot with her grieving. I think Annie's doing a lot because she's going through a lot with her grieving. And I think everybody else is just trying to to manage even Kefi's going through a lot. I mean, Zari's going through a lot with her. Oh my God. I do think, because now I'm like, I do think Shakib might have should have just covered her up and took whatever she said. But then again, it's like, Zara, you are doing these things on TV. And if he wants to have any type of friendship or, cool relationship with Diamond is the one that said that. Diamond could have easily said, yeah, that was inappropriate. But he brought that, and that's a different thing. I do think Shakib should have just argued it with Zari on the back end, but not brought her, without her knowing, brought her in front of Diamond. He did that so she didn't have time to prepare. I don't know how I feel about that. Because he did kind of make her look crazy. And then you have to go home with her at the end of the day. And I could see her being pissed about that. It's embarrassing, which we will see in the next episode. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think that Annie left? Do you think that her reasoning for, I took it as the reason that she's kind of being erratic and having bad behavior is because she's going through that. I think Nadia doesn't realize that she's projecting, and I don't want to say projecting. She's also having some bad behavior. But then again, this is also Nadia from before. Nadia just feels like it's her job to impose her way of doing things on people. And it's just very... If I was Fantana, I would never. But if I was, or if it was any other situation where I was in and my friend who know me, I've confided in, but I'm choosing not to handle it that way, and she chose to expose something or just keep going when I'm telling her to, I would have slapped you since. Cause what the hell or we're not friends anymore. I'm not sharing anything to you. Clearly can't handle it. You're in the situation with Diamond, so you can handle your situation that you put yourself in with Diamond. Cause I don't understand. But anyway, let me know what you guys think. Go ahead and comment, and subscribe. Madness has ensued. Episode 5 and 6, y'all. Heart's piping hot. I had to hold myself from watching it because I want to give my real reactions. So episode 3 and 4, let me know. The wigs, I felt like were better. I felt like the wigs were better. I'm trying to think. Fantana's blonde wig, didn't love it. But for the most part, everyone, the wigs came along. They came along. They weren't too bad. Go ahead and comment, and subscribe. Hit the post notification bell so you'll be notified when I post episode 5 and 6. Please subscribe, share the video. Let me know your comments. Please do comment. I love to hear from y'all, and I'll see you next time. Bye.